Thank the gods you returned. You had us all so worried. You do realize what would happen if a person of your noble stature were to be injured, or worse. Why, Her Grace the Sultana would be beside herself with grief, and so would her subjects. I dare say they'd be weeping in the streets. But I have already given you cause to weep, Papashan, you and the people of Ul'dah. Please, you're not to say such things. We will find it, I swear to you. It is not my place to make demands, my lady, but I beg you, please stay out of harm's way. I apologize for causing you undue worry, Papashan. I shall refrain from traveling unescorted in the future. I cannot thank you enough, Sophie. I understand you fought bravely to protect Lady Lilira from the Void-sent fiends. For your gallant service, you deserve all the riches in the royal vaults. Alas, a small token of my gratitude is the best I can offer. A sarcastic man with a strange contraption strapped to his shoulder? I see that you met Thancred. He's a scholar who spends his days investigating oddities in the aether. Rather too fond of the sound of his own voice for my liking. Mine too. But perfectly harmless. As for you, Sophie, you're just the sort of adventurer we need around here. I pray you show the same kindness to the people of Thanalan as you did to us today. This is a good example of what I was talking about earlier about the breadcrumbs. So I just finished this quest with Papashan, and the next quest shows up right here totally within eye shot. You can't miss it. You're an adventurer, yes? If you're not otherwise occupied, I have a favor to ask. I have resolved to repay a debt of gratitude which I owe to the owner of Copper and Coin. For this purpose, I purchased from the royal plantations a prodigiously plump pumpkin, a particularly popular piece of produce. Alas, I cannot part this place to procure and proffer the pumpkin. You see, the scheduled shipment from the Nanawa mines, for which I wait, is late. I would prevail upon you to pick up the pumpkin in my stead and see it safely to the Copper and Coin. Present this receipt to purchase to Gagaria at the royal plantations, and she will yield it to you. I apologize for asking you to attend to this time-consuming task, but I truly appreciate your assistance. And then the plantations are right over here. If Sekoda doesn't come calling soon, the spectacular specimen shall sadly be past its prime. Do pumpkins really decay that fast? I don't think they do. Oh, so you're to deliver this decadent delight? I can say with confidence that any gourmand would be grateful for such a grand gift. Here's the pumpkin. I hope it meets with Roger's approval. Fresh produce is somewhat scarce in these parts, and as such, we are always deluged with demand. You know the way to the Copper and Coin, correct? It is beyond the bridge to the northwest. Look for a place where local laborers lounge. I know the way, but first I got to turn in some quests, so we're gonna go do that now. Ah, Sophie, I take it you and your sword have become better acquainted? Then I will now instruct you on another fundamental aspect of what it means to be a gladiator. Commanding an opponent's attention. As gladiators, we are trained to engage enemies at close range, weathering their attacks as we deliver our own. However, there are times when we must do battle alongside allies whose talents are not the same as our own. In such a situation, your role is not to slay the enemy in front of you, but rather to defend the man beside you. We do this by eliciting the enmity of our opponents through attacks and techniques designed to incite their hatred. You must learn to draw the weapon's attention to yourself and to trust in your stout constitution to endure. In so doing, you protect your weaker comrades who would otherwise perish. To help you better understand this, there is a task I would have you perform. It just so happens that Momodi of the Quicksand has requested our assistance. A gang of Laminzan marauders has paraded into town and begun harassing people outside her establishment. Men like these prey on the weak, but will turn tail and flee at the first sign of defiance. You need not resort to violence. It will suffice to show them that you are not afraid of them and will not tolerate their behavior. Seek out the Laminzans and make your presence known by bellowing, "Face me, marauder!" In this way, you will protect the people of Ul'dah as you would your allies in battle. I like how they made the me in orange, so you know it's emote. You have to do the emote me. What? You blaming me because this little shite shat his own pants? Well, bugger him, and bugger you too. Yeah, you get out of my town, hooligan. You know, your friend here's a 12 damn cheat. Thinks he can charge us more because we're foreigners. But he'll get his own back. Mark me words. Oi, come on now. He was disrespecting me proud sea-wolf heritage. Fine, I'll leave the bastard be, but we ain't finished. The elves is your problem. Maybe she likes her men rough. What, you're supposed to be your bleeding lady-in-waiting? Bah, it don't matter. You've gone and spoiled the mood. Just who the hells do you think you're speaking to, maggot? I'm Farmul the Driven, and me and my bloody marauders been reaving so long, mothers scare their children with tales about us. Don't believe me words? Then I'll let me axe do the talking. Oh ho! This is lively even for the Quicksand. You two going to put on a show for us? What's this? Another goddamn fool? Show some respect when you talk to Farmul the Driven, leader of the troop of bloody murmurs or some such. Aye, I heard you the first time. Your voice carries quite well. Then unless you want me to split your skull with me axe, you better. That sword, it couldn't be. Frenzy? But only the sword of Nald would... Bloody hells, it's you! You know, I've never been one to stand back and watch. Mind if I join the fun? Begging your pardon, sir. Why do they always do that? Ugh. Looks like it's just you and me. Standing up to that Lemminzen was quite brave of you, and quite foolish. I think I like you, gladiator. Name's Aldous, and I'd buy you a drink, but I'm afraid I just spent the last of my coin. I used to be a young gladiator like you. Back then, but that hardly concerns you. These days, I'm just an explorer of the unexplored, a seeker of as yet unknown experiences. Like that beautiful stranger keeping my bed warm right now. Gods, I've missed this city. This wonderful desert jewel of debauchery and sin. Now, if you'll excuse me. This game is rated M for mature. In case you haven't figured that out yet. I swear, if I hadn't seen Aldous with my own eyes, I wouldn't have believed it was him. Everyone here thought he died years ago. Listen, Sophie, do me a favor and don't tell Mila about meeting Aldous, alright? She doesn't need this sort of drama. Why? Well, let's just say some folk ain't good for one another. Interesting. I've already heard of your exploits at the quicksand, Sophie. You did well to send those marauders packing. I wish I could say we've heard the last of them. Alas, we've received reports of axe-wielding raiders assaulting merchants traveling through Scorpion Crossing. It seems words will not suffice after all. I want you to finish what you've begun, Sophie. Head to Western Thanland and see that Farmural, the Driven, and all those who have shared in his crimes never trouble the people of Ul'dah again. Yes, ma'am. To the Scorpion's Crossing! They tore me from my saddle and took everything I own. Bring my goods back to me, I beg of you. This will not stand. That'll teach you right good. Little bonus extra there because it was on the hunting log. They tore me. Yeah, you already said that. Why are you okay? 12, bless you, adventurer. If it weren't for the good women like you, I'd never leave home. Well, you are welcome. Good, it's finished, and with that, this stage of your training is complete. This time, your enemies were ill-behaved ruffians, but who knows what manner of opponents you will face in the future. Regardless, I have faith that you will do well. Master your sword, and you shall master yourself. Now then, there will be work for you in the days to come. Return to your training, Sophie. We will speak again. Next quest isn't until I'm level 10, I believe. So, we gotta go deliver a pumpkin! So this is the housing district for the Old Dot area. I'm not going to read through all the quest line here, but I just thought I'd show it off. It is pretty cool. Let me show you. This is kind of like the center of town, but you can see there's like houses. These are actual player houses. So people can have houses, free companies can have big houses where people can have apartments in them. And there's actually an apartment complex too. And every city's got one of these. So, but this is the old one. Golden Lion with the water. Pretty nice, like little pool area here for them. I guess I should have come during the daytime. You can kind of see it better, but whatever. Kind of a cool waterfall here. Alright, I just wanted to kind of like give you a look around real quick. I'll do the same for the other two places when I unlock them. Drink for you, lassie? You won't get better ale or spirits for your coin than at me place. Shut up and take your pumpkin. What's that? We, Dakota, asked you to bring this here to me? Ha! So even that foul-mouthed drunk knows the meaning of remorse. Reckon this is for the time I carried his drink-sodden ass back home. But, hells, an honest-to-God's pumpkin from the royal plantations. I can't wait to see what the cooks will do with her. The lads here scoff down beastly amounts of meat, and it's starting to tell on their health. It'll be good to get their vegetables in their belly, assuming I can get the stubborn bastards to try something new. Thanks for the help, lassie. I am not a dog. Do not call me that. Roger hears all sorts of information in this line of work. Oh, I don't know why I'm reading that. Word is, Blackbrush Station's sorely undermanned. The stone torches there can't get a moment's peace. Folk by the name of Warren is hoping to bolster their numbers for a short-term assignment or two. If you fancy putting a few gil in your pocket, you could do a lot worse. Looking for work perchance? If so, you couldn't have come at a better time. We stone torches are cell swords hired by Amagina and Sons Mineral Concern to protect its interests. Our primary duty here is to keep the track clear of pests, and it is for this purpose that we require your aid. I should point out, however, that it can be messy work, and liable to get messier still if you're ill-prepared. A single piece of gear can mean the difference between life and death. I'll not have it on my conscience that I sent an ill-equipped adventurer to an untimely demise. See to it that your arms and armor are in order. When you are ready, present yourself to me again. Okay. So, are you ready for inspection? Good. Everything appears in order. Yet, know that naught is guaranteed in this world. Fate is a fickle mistress. After all, and at any rate, capable adventurers like you are few and far between, and I would not have you throw your life away. I have had to bury too many comrades who brushed aside cracks in their hauberks and dents in their helms. No matter what you face, do not disregard the importance of gear. Okay, Mom. Let's get to it then, shall we? Ore wagons pass through this station every day, but not without incident. Wagons coming and going from the dispatch yard to the south must pass through a tunnel by Fesh's watch, a tunnel in which some genius saw fit to put an ore storehouse, creating ideal conditions for a Coblyn nest. So, now the ore-loving beasts have taken up residence in the tunnel we dug, and we're practically delivering meals to their doorstep. But no more. Inside the tunnel in question, you will find a narrow fissure where the Coblyns hide. Use the silver ore cluster to lure out the creatures and then slay them. Yeah. Yeah, take that, you Coblyns. Well done. It shan't be easy work to keep the tunnel free of Coblyns, but our wagons should be able to go unmolested for a time. Disruptions to ore shipments threaten not only the interests of the Amagina and Sons Mineral Concern, but of Ul'dah herself. One might liken these train tracks to veins that bear our nation's lifeblood. If only we had more women like you to lend a hand. If you're wondering why I'm able to level so fast, by the way, it's because I'm on a server that has a Road to 70 boost, which means that everything I do up until level 70 is like super powered experience. So I don't have to do like all these side quests, I don't have to do like fate grinds. If you ever played Final Fantasy back in the day, you know what I'm talking about, but you used to have to do like all the side quests and then do fate grinds and do your hunting log and who knows what else in order to level. And I don't have to do all that anymore, so just doing the storyline should be enough to get me to level. Zuzumi, why do I keep reading this thing? The altruistic adventurer. I was hoping we'd bump into each other. Why? Because I'm the most fascinating piece of news Because the most fascinating piece of news recently reached my ear, and I'm eager to share it. May I? Rumor has it that there is a vast untapped vein of ore beneath the ruins of Silda. But that is not all. Inconceivably, the concern appears to be entirely ignorant of its existence. And even as we speak, a young upstart, a self-made merchant from Stone's Throw of all places, is moving to claim it. The fellow's name is Wystan, and he is a very, very ambitious young man. Not only does he intend to secure exclusive excavation rights, But they say his master plan is to use his new fortune to curry favor with the Sacrarium. Whatever. Of course, the thaumaturgs only consider the opinions of the most wealthy when drafting the laws of Ul'dah. If you would have your voice heard, you must be prepared to pay a sultan's ransom. One voice which is invariably heard belongs to Lord Lolorito. He has long lavished gil upon the thaumaturges, and some claim that he devises new laws with the express intention of ruining his competitors while protecting his own interests. Suffice it to say, if Wyston thinks he can compete with the likes of the Syndicate, he is in for a rude awakening. But that eventuality may yet be a little way off. For the present, he is moving ahead with his plans and assembling a team to survey the site. I'm told he's at the Copper and Coffin right now, recruiting able-bodied adventurers to escort his prospectors. Warren said you were looking for work. Mayhap you should meet Wyston and volunteer for his expedition? Mayhap I should. Mayhap I should.
I'm trying to fix this.